Today's story is called Echoes of the Cursed Mansion, the Wraithwood Horror. Part 1. The Haunting Invitation. Nestled on the outskirts of the quiet town of Blackwood stood the imposing edifice known as Wraithwood Mansion. Its centuries-old stone facade and overgrown gardens concealed a dark history. Locals spoke of curses and strange happenings that plagued anyone who dared to enter. One crisp autumn evening, a group of friends gathered at the Blackwood Inn. Their laughter and camaraderie filled the air as they shared stories over glasses of wine. Among them was Sarah, a history enthusiast who had always been drawn to Wraithwood's legends. As the evening wore on, Sarah's curiosity got the best of her. She spoke of an old journal she had discovered, hinting at secrets within Wraithwood's walls. Her friends, fueled by both intrigue and wine, dared her to prove the legends wrong. They challenged her to spend a night in the mansion. The group's enthusiasm quickly dimmed when, within hours, Sarah received an invitation. It appeared as if the mansion itself had heard their challenge. The letter, adorned with elegant but ominous calligraphy, beckoned them to Wraithwood for a night of revelation. Despite their reservations, the group found themselves drawn to the enigmatic invitation. Sarah, with the journal in hand, believed that Wraithwood held answers to the mysteries that had plagued the town for generations. As they approached the mansion on that moonlit night, the air grew cold and an unsettling feeling settled over them. The friends exchanged nervous glances, realizing that their adventure had taken a darker turn than they had ever imagined. They couldn't shake the feeling that Wraithwood held secrets that were better left undisturbed. Part 2. The Eerie Arrival. The moon hung low in the inky sky as the group stood at the mansion's imposing wrought iron gates. The wind rustled through the gnarled trees surrounding Wraithwood, whispering secrets that had long been lost to time. With trepidation in their hearts, they pushed the heavy gates open, and they creaked as if protesting their intrusion. The path ahead was dimly lit by flickering lanterns, their feeble glow casting eerie shadows. As they approached the mansion's entrance, they couldn't help but notice the peculiar silence that hung over Wraithwood. The night seemed still, as if the very air held its breath, awaiting their every move. The front doors of the mansion swung open with an eerie, almost supernatural grace, revealing a grand foyer adorned with faded tapestries and cracked marble floors. Candlelight danced along the walls, leading them deeper into the mansion's depths. Sarah clutched the old journal tightly, its pages filled with cryptic passages hinting at the mansion's grim history. She couldn't shake the feeling that Wraithwood held the answers to the mysteries that had haunted Blackwood for generations. Their footsteps echoed through the empty halls as they ventured further into the mansion's heart, guided only by the flickering lanterns. The atmosphere grew increasingly oppressive, as though the very walls of Wraithwood held their breath, waiting for the night's revelations to unfold. With every step, the group couldn't help but feel that they were not alone within Wraithwood's haunted embrace. Whispers seemed to flutter just beyond their hearing, and shadows danced in the corners of their vision. As they reached the grand staircase, a shiver ran down their spines. Sarah knew that they were about to descend into a world of secrets and horrors that had long been confined within the mansion's walls. The invitation had brought them here, but now they had to confront the chilling reality of what lay hidden in Wraithwood. Part 3. Echoes of the Past. The grand staircase of Wraithwood Mansion seemed to spiral endlessly into the gloom below. With lanterns in hand, the group descended cautiously, the echoes of their footsteps reverberating through the cavernous foyer. The air grew colder, and an unsettling hush clung to the mansion's walls. As they reached the bottom of the stairs, they found themselves in a vast, dimly lit chamber. Tapestries depicting scenes from a bygone era adorned the walls, their colors faded with age. Dust-covered furniture stood frozen in time, and the room exuded an eerie stillness. Sarah consulted the journal, searching for clues to their next move. Cryptic entries hinted at secret passages and hidden chambers within Wraithwood, but their exact locations remained elusive. With trepidation, the group began to explore, pressing on creaking floorboards and studying the ornate wallpaper for any sign of concealed doorways. Their search yielded little, save for an unsettling feeling that they were being watched. Whispers seemed to follow them, and strange apparitions flickered at the edge of their vision. Fear gnawed at the edges of their resolve, but they pressed on, determined to uncover the mansion's secrets. In a dusty, forgotten corner of the chamber, they stumbled upon an old portrait, its subject an aristocratic woman of another era. Her eyes seemed to follow their every move, and the group couldn't help but feel an eerie connection between her and the mysteries of Wraithwood. Sarah examined the portrait closely, comparing it to the descriptions in the journal. The woman's likeness matched the figure from the journal's cryptic passages, suggesting that she held a pivotal role in the mansion's history. As they continued to explore, their lanterns flickered and dimmed, casting elongated shadows that danced along the walls. The oppressive atmosphere weighed on them, and the mansion's secrets seemed to tighten their grip. With every step, they delved deeper into the past, unraveling the mysteries of Wraithwood one unsettling discovery at a time. Part 4. Unearthed Whispers. Their exploration of Wraithwood Mansion continued, each step leading them further into its shadowy past. As they ventured deeper, the group discovered more about the mansion's history, secrets, and the enigmatic woman from the portrait. Sarah's diligent study of the journal revealed that the woman in the portrait was Lady Isabella Wraithwood, a name that resonated through the annals of local folklore. She had been a recluse, rarely seen in the town, and her life had been shrouded in mystery. The group found a hidden passage concealed behind a heavy bookcase. The passage led them to a forgotten library, its shelves filled with ancient tomes and dusty manuscripts. Among these books, they found volumes chronicling the history of the Wraithwood family, each revealing more about the mansion's ominous past. It was said that Lady Isabella had dabbled in the occult and had conducted forbidden rituals within the mansion's walls. The town's elders had grown wary of her eccentric behavior, and rumors of curses and hauntings had plagued Wraithwood for generations. As they delved deeper into the family's history, they discovered that Lady Isabella had a younger brother, Samuel Wraithwood, who had mysteriously disappeared one fateful night. The circumstances surrounding his vanishing remained a closely guarded secret, buried within the mansion's dark corridors. With every revelation, the mansion seemed to come alive, its very walls whispering long-forgotten secrets. The group couldn't ignore the feeling that they were not alone in their exploration. Shadows moved in the corners of the room, and faint voices echoed through the halls, carrying with them the weight of the past. Despite the mounting fear, they pressed on, determined to unearth the truth behind Wraithwood's mysteries. The journal hinted at a hidden chamber where Lady Isabella had conducted her most forbidden rituals. They believed that within that chamber lay the answers they sought, and the key to escaping the mansion's haunted embrace. As they followed the cryptic clues from the journal, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were drawing closer to a revelation that would forever change their understanding of Wraithwood and the malevolent forces that bound them within its walls. Part 5. The Malevolent Force. With every step they took in their quest to unravel the mysteries of Wraithwood Mansion, the group became more entwined in the malevolent force that had plagued the place for centuries. The mansion seemed to react to their presence, its very walls pulsating with an eerie energy. As they followed the clues from the journal, they arrived at a locked door deep within the mansion's labyrinthine corridors. It was adorned with strange symbols and etchings that sent shivers down their spines. Sarah, with trembling hands, realized that the key to unlocking the door's secrets lay within the journal's cryptic passages. With bated breath, Sarah began to decipher the symbols, calling upon her knowledge of history and the occult. Slowly, the meaning of the symbols revealed itself, and she pieced together the incantation needed to unlock the door. As she uttered the final words, the door swung open with a deafening creak. Beyond the threshold lay a chamber unlike any they had seen before. The air was thick with an otherworldly energy, and an eerie glow emanated from a pedestal in the center of the room. On the pedestal rested an ancient tome, bound in leather that had weathered the ages. The group approached the tome cautiously, realizing that it held the answers they had been seeking. The journal had hinted that Lady Isabella's rituals had been recorded within these pages, and they hoped that it would reveal the means to break the curse that bound them to Wraithwood. As they began to decipher the arcane text, a sense of dread settled over them. The rituals described within the tome were dark and forbidden, invoking forces beyond mortal comprehension. It became clear that Lady Isabella had delved into the darkest corners of the occult, seeking power and immortality. With each incantation they uncovered, the malevolent force within Wraithwood seemed to grow stronger. Shadows danced around the chamber, and an ominous presence filled the room. They realized that they had unwittingly unleashed something ancient and vengeful. Desperation set in as they searched for a way to reverse the rituals and banish the malevolent force. But time was running out, and the shadows of Wraithwood closed in around them. They were trapped in a battle against an entity that had been imprisoned within the mansion for centuries, and the outcome remained uncertain. Part 6. The Descent into Darkness. The chamber within Wraithwood Mansion had become a battleground between the group and the malevolent force they had inadvertently unleashed. As they continued to decipher the ancient tome, it became evident that their only hope lay in reversing the dark rituals that had bound the entity to the mansion. Desperation fueled their efforts, and with each word spoken from the tome, they attempted to undo the curses that had plagued Wraithwood for centuries. Shadows writhed around them, and the air grew thick with the malevolent force's presence, resisting their attempts to break free. The battle raged on, and the group felt the oppressive weight of the mansion's history bearing down on them. Time seemed to blur, and the boundaries between the physical and spiritual realms began to merge. They realized that they were not just confronting a malevolent entity, they were challenging the very essence of Wraithwood itself. Sarah, with the journal in hand, uncovered the final incantation, a desperate plea to banish the darkness that had consumed the mansion. With trembling voices, they spoke the words, channeling their collective willpower into the ritual. The room quaked, and the malevolent force shrieked in defiance. In a blinding flash of light, the entity was cast out, expelled from the mansion it had haunted for centuries. Wraithwood seemed to sigh with relief, its oppressive atmosphere lifting as the malevolent force retreated into the depths of the unknown. As the echoes of their incantation faded, the group found themselves standing in a chamber transformed. The eerie glow had dissipated, and the air felt lighter. They knew that they had succeeded in breaking the curse that had bound them to Wraithwood. Exhausted but victorious, they made their way back through the mansion's dark corridors, retracing their steps toward the grand foyer. With each step, the mansion seemed to relinquish its grip on them, and the oppressive shadows receded. At last, they stood before the mansion's grand entrance, the heavy doors now a symbol of their triumph over the malevolent force that had plagued Wraithwood for generations. With a sense of accomplishment and relief, they crossed the threshold, leaving the cursed mansion behind. Outside, the moon hung in the sky, casting its soft light upon Wraithwood. The once ominous mansion now seemed merely a relic of the past. The group knew that they had broken the curse, but they would forever carry the memory of their harrowing ordeal within Wraithwood's haunted embrace. As they made their way back to the town of Blackwood, they couldn't help but wonder if the malevolent force had been banished forever, or if it merely lay dormant, waiting for another group of curious souls to unlock its dark secrets. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel to support us.